I didn't announce this. I didn't schedule it. I just felt like doing it. I'm not filming today because I'm sick. So if you were over on Instagram, you know I was already talking about this. So I'll wait and see if a couple people at least show up. I don't know what's up with the Instagram piece. Like when I do an Instagram live feed, something happens to the audio every time. Like every time I do it, somebody's like, "Oh, are you using a voice changer?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." I don't know what's going on with that. So see if anybody shows up. If not, I'll just make the announcements and it'll just be a short live feed and you guys will see it. In the past, someone's here. So there's going to be a live feed. Bad Boy Boots Eat. Howdy. There's going to be a live feed over on Scab's channel. It's going to be Scab and Joe both. Man, I don't feel good. It just wouldn't make sense for me to fucking film today. So, yeah, there's 6 of you here. So I was saying is I'm going to be going live with Joe and Scab on their knife talk thing. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff. So that's going to be fun. And then I don't know if you guys have noticed, I've started doing a lot of shorts. Yeah, I got something going on. I woke up, I felt fine yesterday, and I woke up this morning and my throat's sore. I can't breathe. So I generally just feel like crap today. So, but yeah, that's why I'm not filming. I can't film like this. Not so much I could take some decongestants and stuff, but it's not going to be good. There's 5 of you guys here and only 1 like. Drop a like. That's the only thing I'm asking. Like I could be, you know, I do have super chats and stuff. I don't need any of that. But definitely, all I'm asking you to do is drop a like. It's fucking free. Because this isn't going to be monetized. Because I'm going to drop some F-bombs. Just because I feel like it. This is absolutely a fucking beast. I know that you guys probably saw the video that went up yesterday. Where I was like, this knife's dangerous. Yeah, it might have been clickbait, but Jesus Christ, you guys watched it, didn't you? This thing is fucking amazing. The behind the edge thickness and everything on this, and it's not just, like I wanted to mention it and I forgot. The handle's great. Like I wear triple XL, double XL gloves depending on the company, and I don't have a problem with it. I have a full 4-finger grip. It's just about the right. It's just about the right mix of thickness. The pocket clip adds to it and makes it better. It's just about the perfect mix of dimensions here and dimensions here, and then the curvature of it just dropping right down into it. So that right there, that thing just, you want a knife that cuts. I did a video about this. One of the first video I did about this, I think. I did a cutting test with it, and I showed the cutting. I was cutting cardboard. I was screaming through cardboard. And then I brought the knife in, and I showed you guys, because the whole thing was, while I was doing that cut test, I had taken this and ran it on a ceramic rod and taken the edge off of it. Still screamed through cardboard. Just screamed through it. And I was like, man, that is epic. Because it's not just the behind the edge thickness, it's how long it stays like that into that transition. Because it is just next to nothing on that. And the crew wear, for as thin as it is, everybody's like, oh, thin like that, you know, you can't use a thin knife like that. It's just not gonna keep its edge. And I gotta argue, that steel is every bit as hard when it's thin as it is when it's thick, and it maintains that edge really, really well. If your steel's heat treated well, you find that perfect point. 10 thou behind the edge on this, I think is just about perfect. He did, as I said in the video I did yesterday, he was smart, and starting about here, it starts to transition into a little bit thicker area because, you know, people pry on shit. Who makes the best butter knife? Spyderco, of course. What are your opinions on BD1N steel? Let me see, is that, I'm trying to remember. Give me a second. I have a knife in BD1N, I believe. It was out yesterday. I used it for something. Where did I put it? Did I put it back? Or is it, no, here it is. Is this in BD1N or is this BD1? I gotta put my readers on. I don't see so good up close no more. I'm getting old. Give me a second. I'm gonna look. I think that this one is in BD1N. Mold. This one is in. This is in CTS BD1. I don't know if I've really had any BD1N. I may have had some BD1N. I don't like this steel per se. I don't find that it takes the edge that I want. I saw it, but it jumped. All right, hang on. So you guys want me to read the entire post, and I'm on my phone. I'm not doing this on my computer. Who makes the best butter knife? Spyderco, of course. What could be better than that? This is the way. What could be better than that? I got you. 2A Dave's here. 2A Dave, one of my paying members. Join the membership. It supports the channel. You know what really does support the channel? You see what Streamlabs just told you? Don't forget to hit the like button. There's 13 of you here and only 7 likes. It helps. And it's fucking free. This is in pocket today as well. This is in pocket today as well. This is for a weird one. What about bird knives? Okay, I've never really, so the bird knives, okay, don't kill me on this one. Bird knives, if I remember, they're like the budget line from Spyderco? I don't think I ever had one. I've seen them, but I've never owned one. I never owned one. I never, and it wasn't that I didn't think that they would be good knives, because I have to admit, Spyderco does make a pretty good knife. Then again, even a dog can find a fucking bone every once in a while. I don't think that I ever got any of the bird knives. I don't think I ever saw any of them. And like I said, not that I don't think, I'm just joking. Not that I don't think that they would be, not that I don't think that they would be good knives. The ones that I saw just didn't appeal to me. Just the designs. Like, I like a lot of the Spydercos because they're fucking ugly. They're fucking comfortable as shit. Like, I did a video. This is probably the best all-around EDC knife ever. Like, I got more expensive knives. I got fucking knives that are better knives, but for an all-around EDC knife, this one takes the cake. The PM2. The PM2's all the way is the best knife. So there's like 9 or 10 of you here so like I said, on Tuesday, and I'll put a link to it in my community tab. On Tuesday, I'm going to be going live over on Joe's channel, which would be, I think it's, Jesus Christ, I got to find it. JS Bladeworks. And Scab. I think they're going to be live on both of those. I think you can watch it on both. I'm not sure how that's going to work, but I'm going to be live over there. We're going to talk about the whole thing with Carnivora. They're going to introduce me to their subscribers. You guys all know me. We were going to do it live. We're going to talk about this. If you guys remember, I had a version of this that came that was ostensibly the worst knife I've ever had come in. It probably was. If not, it's like a close second to maybe one of the knives that I got from Cutlery Corner Network, like we said. This came, and this was their redemption arc. They had it done. They fired the guy that was making the one that I got. They hired Brock, the new guy, and this is a completely different knife than what I got, and I love this. I went and it's the same blade blank. Let's not. It was a stack of blade blanks that they had that the other maker gave up, and then they got these. And so this is a completely different fucking knife. It really, really is. I can't get over the difference in this knife. It's a modified buoy. It is a chopper of a knife. It's not unmanageable, when you get up on it with this, with that, you've got a really good platform. You can do some planing and stuff like that. It is a big, beefy beast of a knife, and I absolutely love it. Matter of fact, I carried this. I carried this because I put a belt loop, and it's at an angle, and so it sits on my belt, and I can cant it, and it sits at an angle, like cross draw style. I carried it to Walmart. I forgot that I had it on my belt, and I walked into Walmart. That's how easy it carries. For as heavy as it is, it carries that easy. And if you guys are here and you haven't dropped a like, please do so. I'd say that a lot. I like to say it a lot during a live feed. It does, the more likes, the more people wind up seeing it. YouTube definitely pushes stuff like that. So I don't think it's going to be a real long live feed, though. Like I said, I'm sick, and I got other stuff I want to do. I think it's going to be a day of taking some medicine and reading a book, which I've already taken some medicine, which is part of the reason I'm probably going to go lay down. Because Dayquil does not fucking work. You got to take the NyQuil. NyQuil is the only one that works. You subscribe to the channel, it helps. I had to let my coffee get almost cold because my throat hurts bad enough that I didn't want to drink it. So just join in, drop a like. So Chris Tanner. Well, I mean, I can do this sick. You know what sucks is trying to write a script and then sticking to a script. Like, you guys know, did you guys know that I have another channel called the Redneck News Network, which is absolutely all scripted. I write a script, I memorize the script, I film it to the script, and it takes literally hours for like it took me the other day 3.5 hours to put out a 1.5 minute video. Because you write a script, you got to stick to it, and you screw it up, you got to start over. Well, I'm glad, Stabby Stokes. Go follow Stabby over on Stabby Stokes started a YouTube channel as well. I know that a lot of you guys probably follow her over on Instagram, but you got to follow her over here on YouTube as well. Like, I know how hard it is when a channel starts out. So, like, go follow, put it in, put the name of your channel, put your channel name down in here so they can follow it. I know you started a new one. So, go follow. Here's the thing. I was talking about this with Joe and Scab and stuff like that, and I started talking with Chris Tanner. There's a video that goes up today. There's no reason, like, there's no competition on YouTube. Mike accidentally put Pittsburgh Steelers hoodie on today instead of a Buffalo Bills. Yeah, I've got this attached to my Streamlabs account, even though I'm not on here. So, at any rate, Chris Tanner designed a knife that you're going to see a video at noon today, noon left coast time. I did a video about this, and that's where that brought up the comment. Fixed blade knives don't ever do well on my channel because this has historically been a folding knife channel. Scab's folding knife videos never do well. So what we're going to do is we're going to work together, and there's no reason that channels can't do this. There's no competition. It's not like we're vying for ratings. We're not. And I've never understood why other knife channels aren't doing this. I'm working with Scott over at Kyer Boys Cutlery. Scab is sharing some of my content. I've been sharing some of his content. I have not been as good about it as I should be. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing his folding knife content with you guys. So you can go and start following. He's going to share my fixed blade content with his audience. And Joe's going to do that. And we're going to try and get Chris to start doing stuff like this. Because the fact is, the knife community hasn't really done this very well. We really haven't. If you want to see an example of how this works, Donut Operator, Brandon Herrera, Matt Carricker, and those guys have absolutely leveraged each other's channels to help everyone out. And there's no reason why the knife community can't do that. I don't know why we have been like the YouTube community. It's almost like a lot of them think of it as vying for ratings. Oh, if I share his content, it's going to draw from mine. It's not true. It's not true. As a matter of fact, you know what it does? It helps everyone. And so I was talking with Joe over at JS Blade Works, and I told him I'm going to do that. I'm going to talk to Chris Tanner about it and stuff like that. I have not seen Joe X's update because, to tell you guys the truth, and I'm not even gonna fucking gloss over it. I never watched any of Joe's content because I watched some of it, but it just wasn't something that it wasn't my type of content that I would enjoy. And so the whole thing was, and then I got a bunch of heat because it was like, well, Joe came out and said it was because his neighbor's reporting for firearms. I was like, here's the thing. The stuff that I said in that video still holds credence. Because look at Hinderer fan. Look at Hinderer fan. Used to be Skywarp. Look at Brandon Thrasher. Look at Shredder Knife Reviews. Look at how many channels got bullied off of YouTube. So that whole thing that I was talking about, while it might not be the prime thing, but I'm going to tell you what, do you know who does know exactly what was going on? Scab. And Scab said the same thing I did, and guess what? Scab hasn't taken his down or made a retraction because guess what? Scab knows everything about it. I think that the fact is that Joe is reluctant to piss off the fanboys that did report his channel, and that's why he's not saying it. I don't care. Fanboys are fanboys. They're horrible. They suck. Like, just because I don't like a knife, just because I don't like a knife doesn't mean you can't like it. If you don't like I had somebody who was like, I did a video and they're like, so far off the mark, absolutely wrong, unsubscribing. And I was like, you didn't give me anything to tell me why. And like I will tell you, just because you didn't like my video doesn't mean I'm going to take it down. So I went in, they're like, unsubscribing. And I saw it when they posted it, my number went down by 1. So I went in and I replied. Not a fucking airport. You don't have to announce your departure. But because I don't allow a lot of profanity in the comment section, my own response got flagged for review. So I took it out because I try to keep my comment section clean and most of my actual review videos clean. And there's a reason. There's a reason for that. Live feeds, I'm off the leash. I'm off chain. I'll drop F-bombs, I'll curse and swear. And that's why I've said for years, like, if you want to help out the channel, live feeds, I basically do them for free because you can't monetize them. And that's why I always mention, the super chat feature where you guys can drop a couple bucks. Like, if you want to buy, like, the equivalent of like buying me a cup of coffee. If you want to do that, that helps out because the fact is my live feeds are never monetized. Never monetized. That's why I added the super chat feature. But I try to keep oh yeah, check out my sponsor. I try to keep my main video content clean because when my daughter was in elementary school, I was already doing the videos, and she was talking with one of her friends, and they're like, oh yeah, I watched your dad's video last night. And I was like, As a parent who has a child, I see that I would not necessarily want my elementary school age child to watch content that was I had a couple videos and those videos aren't up anymore. I took them down. I do mark them as not made for children, but that does not mean that you can't log in and watch my stuff. If your parents have a YouTube account and that's the primary account on the computer, that's who is going to be listed as watching it. So I try to keep my videos clean, and if I do curse, I've now I'm good enough at editing, I can beep it out and stuff like that. But back in the day when I was just doing it like this and film and then just throw it up on YouTube, I definitely realized real quick that there are younger people that watch my videos, and it just keeps it a little bit more family friendly, which is why people get upset and are like, you're blocking my comments. I was like, no, I'm blocking certain things in all comments. I'm not blocking your comment. I'm just blocking shit that I wouldn't want other people's kids to see. So if you guys are here and you haven't dropped a like, please do so. Like I said, that's free. I mentioned the super chat stuff because that does help support. But I'm not running. I'm doing this from my phone today. Like when it gets frustrating is when I do a long live feed on my computer and I'm like, I'm paying for this software and I'm paying for the lights and I'm using, you know, I'm giving up this time. I'm just doing a live feed. But dropping a like is absolutely fucking free. Hey Mike, looking good. I deeply miss the old sharpening live streams under the Holy Blue tent. Yeah, I can't do a lot of sharpening right now, guys. I did some knife testing on this to just have a baseline for the video that's going up today, and my hands hurt so bad from swinging this and chopping and prying. I have to roll these out on a mass drop gent. Okay, so just to give you a perspective, the man that designed that knife was a very good friend of mine. Ferrum Forge Gent is a Ferrum Forge knife design. Elliot is bigger than me. I'm 6'3". Elliot is about 6'6". So to put that in perspective, now I do have to say we've done it. He's like, wow. We palm to palm, and he was like, that's fucking insane. I have significantly larger hands than him, but not enough that it would make a difference. That knife, super comfortable. As a matter of fact, mine lives in my case out here. I like that knife enough. Where we at? My wife's gonna be pissed if she comes home and all these knives are on the counter. And I was doing stuff out here. As a matter of fact, production assistant is like, why aren't we filming? Why aren't we filming? Loves being out here in the studio with me. So mine, I like enough. We'll get back out here and I'll get this plugged back into my battery bank. This wall outlet over here won't charge my phone right now for some reason. So this knife, while it is small, is actually pretty comfortable. I've got about a 3-finger grip on this, but I can get all the way up on it like this. So it's a small knife, but a lot like this one. Hello from Norway. Holy crap. Hello to you too. What is this? Yeah. So this is a great knife. I love it. I've got about a 3 and almost 3 1/4. Like my pinky is on it, just barely, but it doesn't feel like it's too small, and I can choke way up on it. And the fact is, I can get up past that and I can use this. But this is a great knife. I like it enough that I modified the handles on mine. Mine have got a pattern that matches my SIG. Yeah, I've my wedding ring. Let's find something to put it in perspective. So that's my wedding ring. This is your average kitchen spoon. I'm not a little guy. Arno Bernard knives are great. They are great. And they are the only thing on Cutlery Corner Network, other than case knives and a couple other things that they do sell, that are worth buying on that channel. My fingers are. I have the big palm and the big fingers. So one of my buddies had my wedding ring and he was looking. I took it off and I put it down and he picked it up and he looked at me. He's like, "Your poor fucking wife, Jesus." At any rate, Arno Bernard knives are great. They are. You can pick them up a lot of places. They are a great knife. And people are like, that's the ones that you see on Cutlery Corner Network that are like the $500, $600, $800 knives. People are like, I'm not buying that on Cutlery. That's the only thing on that channel that's worth it. Sorry guys, I am sick. So I would say that would be the only ones that you could say are on that website. But at any rate, like I was saying, Chris Tanner is going to share a link to the video about this. Please go watch this video. Chris is one of the OG knife YouTubers. Like, if it was not for Chris and a couple other people, you got Chris, let's see, you got Chris Tanner over at Prepared Mind 101. You got Jim Skelton, and a couple other isolated guys like that don't really put stuff out. as much these days. But like those guys are the reason this channel exists. And then the fact that I don't watch a lot of knife content, I watch a lot of other content on YouTube that's more highly produced is why my videos look the way they do. I could easily just do the rough from my phone and just like do one cut and then throw it up on YouTube like I did when I started. But I want to bring something to the YouTube channels, like the knife channels, that is a little bit more highly produced. It does take more time and it takes more effort and it takes more money, which is why I mentioned the super chats and stuff and people get all pissed off. But the fact is, you're not paying anything to watch this. Like you're getting free content. And on the live feeds, I'm not monetized. So people get all pissed. Oh, here goes the e-begging. And I was like, it's really not begging. It's just me stating that if you want to support, you can. That's why I started the memberships. Zorro's a member. Zorro's a member and a mod. So things like that. But I will say, you know what I have not put up? And Zorro, you can put it up. There is a link to my public Discord in every one of my videos. And every one of my videos has a link to what is a public Discord. Make sure you don't put just Nate, see? Just Nate's here. Just Nate is a paying member. Cool. How long have you been a member? 12 months. A whole year. I think that deserves a nice one. But drop a like. Like I said, you don't have to drop a super chat. All I ask is you drop a like because that's fucking free. Let me see if I can do this. Join the group chat. Yeah, there you go. So that is just an open Discord. And there's a DM function there where you can get a hold of me or any of the other members and stuff like that. And it is a lot of, I don't post as often as I could, but there's sections. There's a pocket drop section. There's a knife trade section. There's a just for fun section if you want to put up general stuff. Those are things you can do. You can join that. It's just like Discord. It's gilded. But I built that for free because I wanted you guys to do it. So if you guys need to get a hold of me, like you have a question about a knife that was on a video, and I have knives that are for sale that I'm going to do a video that my buddy 2A Dave, who's a paying member, left here the last time he came down. I have paying members that come by the house and stuff. But like Dave's a friend of mine. He comes down from LA every once in a while and spends a Sunday hanging out here at the house. That, like, if you have questions about knives that you see on a channel and you want to ask me, I have to tell you, I don't get into the comments section anymore except to review very, very often. I get in there to review items that are held for review because not every comment that goes up is a comment that needs to be blocked. Like it just, YouTube, I have YouTube flagging things and then I select those and I post them because I've got 2,000 plus videos up on YouTube. And to put it in perspective, in the last 2 days, I've gotten 16,000 views, I believe, on those videos, which means that there's comments going up on over 2,000 videos, which means I can't read all the comments, but I do always check my DMs on that server. So just one of those things that I'm doing, and that's free as well. Like that public one is free. Where Mark? Mark, what's up, Mark? Mark, I know you're not a paying member anymore, but Mark, you can join the public Discord, the link that Zorro just posted. I'm trying to get in. I'm trying to pin that comment. I'm trying to. Can I pin this comment? I thought I could pin a comment. I thought I could pin a comment. I thought I could. Yeah, as a matter of fact, God, I feel like shit. It's on the workbench somewhere because it was, there it is. It's right here. I had it, I went shopping, and I wanted it in my pocket the other day when I went shopping because I went to a shitty part of town where there's a My daughter wanted some incense, and there's a place that it's actually a really good place, and they have a bunch of really nice stuff, but it's in an outdoor bazaar or an indoor bazaar. It's like an indoor flea market, and it is in a shitty part of town. So I took this with me. I still carry this for day to day, and because I can put it right in my pocket, and it is one of the best self-defense. You know what though? I mentioned that, but I absolutely have something that has taken its place for EDC self-defense, and it's this one. Well, here's the thing. It hasn't been, okay, like I was saying, I talked with Scab, and he knows everything that's going on. He knows everything that's going on. And it's not a nothing burger. His shit got reported. He has not, like, Scab knows everything about, like, him and Scab talk. And Scab has not came out and said, hey, I was wrong. It wasn't the fan base that, and that tells me that it wasn't a nothing burger. I guarantee he got reported. I get reported constantly. I get reported constantly by fanboys, and I guarantee he got it worse. So I'm not going to say, because like I said, that video I put up, that was kind of just like, don't forget about Brandon Thrasher and fucking Hinder Collector, who used to be Skywarp, and Shredder Knife Reviews, and all those other channels that got reported into oblivion or bullied into taking their channels down. At any rate, I was saying, like, I don't want to get into it again, because I don't think it was a nothing burger. I think that he just doesn't want to put it out there because it will incur more wrath from them. I don't care. Fuck him. I'm not making your point. Like, I'm dispelling your point. Like, it's happened. This has taken the spot. I hate to admit it. Like, this was what I carried for self-defense, as a self-defense knife all the time. This is now what's in my pocket all the time. This thing, for all intents and purposes, this thing's perfect. This folding Picot, because it sits nice in my pocket, it waves right off my pocket, comes out in the grip I want it in. This thing is a weapon. It's a fucking weapon. Like, everybody's like, oh, you can eat it. Like, even Dirk, I told Dirk, he was like, oh, well, I was like, it's not for EDC purposes. And he was like, well, if you take the ring off, you do this, then you could, I was like, look, you say that all you want. Motherfucker, that is a weapon. That is designed to be a weapon. That is designed for one purpose and one purpose only. Can I carry it in Cali? Guys, okay, let's talk about that. And if you haven't dropped a like, please do so. California knife laws are nowhere near what everybody seems to think they are. In San Diego, I can carry anything I want folding knife in my pocket. There's no size limit. There's no rules except for autos. No autos unless they're like a 2.5-inch blade. Fixed blades, I told you, I carried this into Walmart on my belt. You can carry whatever the fuck you want fixed blade as long as it's not a dagger. You can open carry whatever you want, size or anything, in San Diego. Now, there are cities in California that do have, like, I think LA, it's 3 inches. San Francisco, it's 3 inches. But at any rate, in San Diego and San Diego County in general, I can carry whatever I want. Fixed blade, as long as it's exposed, as long as it's not a dagger. I have a push dagger that is a drop point. It's not double-edged. That is perfectly legal. It's called a T-knife. It's not considered a dagger because it's not a dagger grind. Perfectly legal to carry this. I carry my... I'll tell you what I carry constantly. Like, I've went everywhere with this. Like, I don't ever take it off if I'm like, I say that, but it's off because it's going to Scab over at Choir Boys Cutlery. This is I guarantee, like, if you were to run into me 10 days in a row, you would see this 9 days. This lives on my belt, pretty much. This is probably one of the best belt carry fixed blade knives that you're going to come by. It's got a beautiful sheath. It carries really well. What's the cat? Is the dog abusing the cat? No, the cat wants in. So if you guys haven't ever experienced this, this is my neighbor's cat. It is my dog's best friend. It was our last dog's best friend. And when we brought the puppy home, they immediately made friends. And as you see, the second I let the cat in, who came in? You heard the kitty cat? Heard you, buddy? It's maintenance day for my swords since I'm not filming. Here, let me move them. Let me move them. I'll move them over here. Yeah, hop up. Your buddy's here. So he usually hops up there. And then the dog will hop up right next to him. Or he'll lay in his corner here. Are you going to go into your... Okay, I've got to move him again. Yeah, see? So once the kitty cat comes... I got all my stuff out to maintenance and then decided... So once the kitty cat comes in, he'll come in from the garage and he'll stay here. And then eventually they'll both be laying up here. No, we're not going to get the swords out. I'm not fucking around with them. It's hard to do on a live feed. I'm not even going to fucking try and do it. It's out here in the kitchen and I don't want to do it. I just got them out to clean them up. They need some maintenance and cleanup. And I got to take the handles off of them and inspect and make sure that I'm keeping them dry. I may have to find a different place to keep them. My silk sword bags that they sit in are starting to fade because where I put them is a really, really cool place. It's a really, really cool spot because it's like it's at the top of the steps and I'll show you. So it's at the top of the steps and it like you see them as you're coming down. I bought a bunch of milk crates because they're fucking great. So they sit right there, but the problem is the sun comes in. And so I need to move that fan. I need to move all this stuff because all this stuff is going to get sun bleached. And I didn't realize it. So like this needs to go. I've got to put this fan away because this is a hand painted fan. I'm afraid that the wrap on that one's going to fucking fade. So I'm going to have to find some place else to put them. But this was like a beautiful spot because as you come down the steps, they're right there and you see them. And I was like, what a good place to display them. Unfortunately, luckily, the swords live in their bags because those are fucking expensive. Fucking crazy expensive. So I had to move them because I think I'm going to have to move them. I'm pretty sure of it. So at any rate, I don't know how much longer we're going to do this live. But what time is it? Yeah, I think I want to end because I don't want to come up too close. We'll give it a few more minutes. I don't want to come up too close onto the live or to the premiere of the video I did about Chris's knife. And I think Chris is going to share this video. So I'm not going to do it too much longer. But yeah, you're going to see this knife over on Scab's channel. And guys, if you haven't dropped a like, please do so. And if you want to drop a super chat, I'd be very appreciative. Not going to try and tell you you got not e-begging, like I said. That just gets that's the one that just pisses me off when people say, "Oh, there goes the e-begging because you talk about super chats." It's something that fucking YouTube allows us to do because they recognize, like I said, I put so much work into videos and they get very little return on investment. What do you think about the steel? About the edge profile on the standard cold steel counterattack 2. Are we talking, let me see, is that the one that I have? I have a counterattack, I believe. I believe that lives right here. I can't remember if it's the counterattack Peacekeeper. Peacemaker. I know they had 2. I believe. Yes, I have the counterattack 1. I love it. Ontario Knives opinion. I've never had one. Sold all of mine. Well, here's the thing. I had an opinion about it, but the fact is the company went out of business. So my opinion is that they're closed. And if you can find one, If you had them, you probably should have kept them, because I don't know if that company is going to be coming back anytime soon. I like the profile on this. It will get really sharp, and the fact is, this pierces way better. They're back. I had not heard that. Well, then I'll go ahead and tell you, I was not impressed with the Rat 1. I wasn't. Everybody's like, oh, you just don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what a work knife is. Motherfucker, I've got hundreds of knives. I know what a work knife is. I know what a good knife is. And the fact is, I can get a better knife. Everybody's like, well, you're buying a Chinese knife. I'm like, guess what? Ontario knives weren't making their stuff in the United States. It's not like they were an American-made knife. And so I honestly, like, Nick Shabazz and I talk about this because I'm friends with Nick, and he's like, I still can't believe, I do not like the Rat 1. I don't understand the hype. It's not, like, does it cut well? Yeah, it cuts well. And then I'm like, meh. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I still have mine. I just, like, it's finicky when you take it apart and then get it put back together to do maintenance. Mine came with centering issues. Everybody's like, you just don't know what you're talking about. I was like, at this point, there's 2,000 plus videos on my channel. I think I know what, and I was a knife maker. I think I know what I'm talking about when I talk about a knife. And there goes that's the fanboys. I had people like try to get, like, they reported that video, and I'm like, so that's, I'll tell you, like, the whole Joe X thing, it wasn't just his neighbors. I guarantee it wasn't a company. He said specifically it wasn't a company. I guarantee it was their fanboys, though, because talk shit about a Spyderco. Start a YouTube video and make your first video, title it Spyderco Knives Are Garbage, and see what the fuck happens. Just see what the fuck happens. Yeah. Make that your first video and see how long it takes before you get threats. Because I'm going to tell you, probably won't be that long. I love Spyderco knives. I do. They have their issues. This has issues. This has centering issues and stuff like that. You're never gonna give that up. That's fine. If it's your opinion that I'm wrong, that's fine. I don't care if you think I'm wrong. It's like the guy that fucking unsubscribed. He was like, off base, 100% off base, unsubscribing. I was like, it's an airport. It's not an airport. You don't have to announce your departure. That's your fine. It's fine. It's your opinion. But I do honestly believe that there's a lot that was untold in that. So at any rate, like I'm saying, fanboys are the worst part of the knife world. Like, fanboys are the worst part of the knife community. And you get it in the gun community. You get it, like, talk shit about a Glock. Oh my God. I don't like Glocks. I don't like them as much as, they're good. They're good. I can admit they're a good gun. I mean, but like I said, with the Ontario knife video I did, oh my God, did people go nuts. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what a good knife is. Fanboys. I don't like Benchmade at all. I was trying to read your comment. You can't make your videos long. I don't like knockoffs at all. I don't like clones, knockoffs, any of that. I don't like Benchmade knives. I've made no qualms about saying I don't like Benchmade knives. I will say Benchmade has treated me well when I've dealt with them. I think their price structure's out of whack. I don't think their knives are done to a level to demand that price. There's a lot of things going on. But I do have to say, I gave them that 940 that was given to me as a gift, and they put a brand new blade in it for me. And then when I reached out to them, they sent it, like, I sent it to them with my address, and they're like, we'll hit you up for the, you have to pay the reblade price. I'm like, okay, cool. And I was like, it showed up, and I was like, I never got charged, guys. Like, what's the price? Did you send me an invoice? Because I already have the knife back. And they're like, no, it was free. was like, what are you talking about? The guys at the knife show, they marked it as free for me. And they know I don't like Benchmade knives. I told them at the table that I'm not a fan of Benchmade. Because Benchmade's price structure is fucking ridiculous. Doesn't mean I don't like my 940. I like my 940 enough. I went out of my way to get an extra blade. So I have the new blade that was in S30V, and I have an S90V blade, which I'm about to put the S30V blade back in because my S90V blade, well, it needs sharpening, and I don't know if I can do it. It lives here because it is a knife that I use for every video for size comparison, because it is probably the best known knife in the knife industry. Well, it's got some fucking problems. Spyderco, their price structure, completely out of whack for what you get. Like, for especially the FRN stuff. Like, they're just their FRN fucking lockbacks. Ridiculous for that price. This, when you start getting into stuff like compression lock, S90V, which this knife has probably the best S90V I've ever had, outside of a custom heat-treated S90V blade that was here at the house for a while that Elliot Williamson did in-house with a custom heat treat. Swiss Army Victor. Do you guys remember when Wenger made fucking Swiss Army knives as well? There was for a while, there was two companies that were making Swiss Army knives. I have one of each. I have a rare Wenger hobby. It doesn't have the scissors. It didn't have scissors. Guys, just getting here, drop a like. I'd appreciate it. This has the best heat treat on its S90V outside of, like I said, a crazy in-house custom heat treat. They were both contracted. I remember they were both contracted. They were both Swiss Army, and the Swiss Army was using both of them, but Victorinox is so much better. Like, I would have to find my old Wenger. It's in a box. It was a gift from my dad when I was a kid. I have that one, but the one that gets the most carry, and it's usually in this drawer here, is this little, where'd I put it? Where's my little fucking red butt? Where did I put it? Where did my Swiss Army knife go? Sorry, guys. Now I'm on a quest. Did my daughter take my Swiss Army knife and do something with it? My daughter sometimes will grab a knife and use it for something and not put it back where it belongs. As with all children. There it is. This is usually either in that drawer, on my workbench next to the drawer, or in my pocket. And it's just a little tinker. Just the little tinker. That's what they were. Not hobbyists. The tinker. I have a camp as well. That thing's insane. Yeah. This spends significant amount of time in my pocket. The one that my dad got me it's the same knife, but it had different stuff. So yeah, this is the tinker. And I have, oh fuck, I may as well get it. Jesus Christ, there's so many knives on the kitchen counter now. What time is it? What time is it getting to be? We'll run this for another 12 minutes. So this is the other one. This one was a gift. This is a beast. And everybody like, you don't carry that thing? I was like, no, because like that's not a pocket knife. I have two of these. One of these is my daughter's and one of them's mine because I got a free gift from Knife Center. Remember when Knife Center would like send you a Christmas gift? I got one of these after I already had one, and it was a gift to me, and I gave the new one to my daughter, and I kept the one that I had carried. So my daughter has one of these upstairs as well. Yeah, these things are great. You can't go wrong with these. They sharpen up nice. They have, like, these are one of the best. This is Swiss Army knife. I've said it before. People are like, you're a fucking idiot. That's not a multi-tool. I was like, this is a fucking multi-tool. This is the original multi-tool. This is the better than I don't ever use a Leatherman, but I use this shit everywhere. This one, however, does not go very often anywhere with me. It's the one with the screwdriver is in the little little screwdriver is in the corkscrew. I have used this for camping. I will tell you that because the feature we forgot matches. but we still built a fire. It was perfect. This was perfect. We still were able to build a fire with this because I had the magnifying glass in it. This is something that you throw in it needs a pouch, and then you toss that pouch in your backpack. Because like if you are camping, this does have a lot of the stuff. What was that? The Swiss Champ model for the Win. Navy could not figure out how to operate them, however. Yeah, this is it the Champ or is it the Camp? This one's a big one. This is a good one. You don't take these apart. You don't take these apart. These aren't something you take apart. They're press fit. They're riveted and press fit. I mean, you could, take this off and then you don't add tools to this. You buy it and then 10 years later you forget where you put it, and then you fucking buy another one, and then like a year later, like if I was to go through everything, there's probably 5 of these here around the house. This exact Tinker model, probably 5 of these around the house, because I'll buy one and it'll get misplaced. And then you find it later, and then you have 2, and then you can't find either one of those, so you wind up buying one, and then you got 3, and then one of them falls down inside the couch, and when you move, it falls out, and you're like, holy shit, there's that knife and that knife. It fucking happens all the time. I've probably got like 6 of these things everywhere throughout the house. My daughter's got one. I've got one. There's another one of these out there somewhere that I bought, because I mean, really think about it. These are what, $40, I think? How much is? Hang on a second. I'm gonna look and see. Swiss Army knife. We're gonna look and see, because they're not expensive. It's easier to find stuff when you're not looking for it. Swiss Army knives. The Tinker. We're gonna look up for the Tinker. I'm trying to go to their website. The Tinker. Explore all products. I'm gonna tell you how much they cost. Fieldmaster. So the Fieldmaster is $52, and it's got more stuff than this. It's got the saw. Does this one have a saw? No, this one just has the scissors. 2 blades, scissors, screwdrivers, bottle opener. How much is this? Swiss Champ is 115. So the one I have, that's only 115. Huntsman. I'm trying to find. Yeah, so this one right here. This one right here is only $45. They have the Camper. That's the Deluxe Tinker. Then they have specialty ones with nail clippers and USB port. It's insane. It's insane. But I've $45, and it's probably one of the best knives you'll ever have. It's definitely the best multi-tool. This is a multi-tool you'll actually carry and use. Because I will tell you, I always need a screwdriver. I always need a knife. Sometimes I need a pair of scissors. You know what I really very rarely ever need in my day-to-day travels? Is a pair of fucking pliers. I can't think of a time where I've been out somewhere and I'm like, well, if I only had a pair of fucking pliers. That's why I never really got into the multi-tool phase. Now I have some that I've carried and used, and they're the SOG ones because they slide back in. Those ones are good because they're better. They're just better. I have carried those. I had them issued to me. So yeah. And like I said, I hate when fanboys latch onto something and then they villainize you for not liking it. I don't like the Rat 1. I'll tell you what I did like. Ontario kitchen knives are fucking great. The Essie knives are great, but those aren't Ontario, but they're the same company, Rat and Essie, but they were done by different companies. So that's when I get upset. Is like when you put out a video, if you don't like that video, guess what? There's a fucking 1,000 other fucking videos about that knife that probably are going to tell you what you want to hear. And the other problem I have with a lot of not all the knife reviewers, I have a problem with some people when you get a knife and you're like, oh, you're only giving it a good review because you got that knife. Well, 99% of the videos you see on this channel are knives that have either come from subscribers or other YouTubers. Jared sends me boxes of knives. The stuff you're seeing, a lot of the stuff you're seeing, now I'm not gonna lie, the company Brock Woodson sent me this. And honestly, I was prepared to just give it as much shit as I gave the first one. But people are like, oh, well, they gave you the knife, so you have to give them a good review. Like, look, I tell companies right up front, if there's anybody that's a rep for a company that has dealt with me, that's here, like I don't know who else here, they will tell you that when they're like, I'm like, hey, yeah, I would love, they'll reach out and like, hey, do you want to see our new knife? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. I was like, but just know if you send me something and it's going to be bullshit, so it's going to get a bullshit review. And and most companies, to their credit, are like, that's fine, that's what we want. We want you to be honest. Vosteed, I told them I like the nightshade, and they're like, well, do you want to see the mini nightshade? And I was like, well, historically, I was like, I want you to keep in mind, historically, I'm not a fan of mini knives. And they were like, we think you'll like this one. We'll send it anyway. And I'm like, okay, but if I don't like it, it's going to get a shitty review. I like this better than the full-size one. This is a better knife than its big brother. It's just better. At this size, it's better. It's more manageable. It cuts every bit as good. It doesn't feel like you lost anything. The only thing I will say, while this has this is another thing I'm going to talk about Benchmade in a second because we got like 4 minutes. While this has probably one of the best access locks on the market in it, it doesn't make this sound. Oh, it's just got that ting. Oh, it's just something about that. If you hold it just right, ting. I love it. Fucking love it. You guys ready for fucking Benchmade hate? Because I'm going to hate on some Benchmade. Because I told you I don't like Benchmade. I like this knife. It was a grail, but I wasn't going to pay for one. And that's why when it was given to me as a gift and just needed a new blade in it, I was like, fuck yeah. How do I go about this gently? How do I do this? Fucking Benchmade designed a lock mechanism and then was so shitty at it that every other company that has done that lock has done it fucking better than they did. Okay, that wasn't gentle at all. Every company that does an access lock has done it better than the people that designed it. This is probably the smoothest running, frictionless. Like, I'm going to tell you this way. When I got this knife and I thumbed it open, I was like, well, I better go grab my driver because the pivot's loose. You can't make it move. It is rock solid. This one this one is not as smooth. I have to give it a lot more to thumb it. It's gritty. And it's got blade play. That's the only way to make this smooth. It has significant blade play. If you tighten this, a cunt hair. It's a two-hand opener. Every other company that's done a goddamn access lock has fucking done it better than the people that designed it. I'm sorry. Wake up, Benchmade. You're fucking up. And then at the price point you're charging, I do have to say that the access lock that they put in the Anthem was awesome. It had a plunger and it was a spring and it was awesome, but that was not a $700 fucking knife. It was a good knife. I liked the Anthem. I just wouldn't have ever bought one. Kunwu is smooth. Yeah, I was getting ready to say that Kunwu Chad that's here, and then the Kunwu. You guys want to see one of the most beautiful knives ever, and then we're going to have to end soon because I don't want to run up too close to the video premiere. There is a video premiere at noon my time, so in less than an hour. Keep your eyes open for that. This is probably one of the most incredibly attractive knives I've ever seen. Like, this knife is up there on my list of things that, like, is it as functional as some of the other knives that I've had come in? No, it's not. Every once in a while, there's just a knife that you have to like, because look at that fucking thing. Just, I don't want to be like Bee's Blade, but just fucking look at it. That is one of the most attractive knives that has showed up at my house in ever. In forever. In the entire time that I have been doing this, this is one of the most attractive knives I have ever had come in. It's just beautiful. Is it as functional as the Chad? No, it's not. The Chad is a workhorse. The Kunwu Chad with that sheep's foot blade is absolutely a beast of a cutter. It's done in that new steel. I can't remember what it was, like a PM60 or something like that. It's at like 68, 67 Rockwell. This is probably one of the best looking knives I've had come in on the channel, in my own personal opinion. I love the lines of this, and it puts it in a weird category because it's not as functional as other knives. It's got a weird wonky blade to handle ratio, but just how it fucking looks, I'm like, all day and twice on Sunday. I'm hoping that there's more of the blue and gold boxes that wind up on my workbench, because everything I've seen from Kunwu so far has been amazing. So, with that being said, if you haven't dropped a like already, please drop a like. There is a premiere on my channel about this knife. Chris Tanner is going to share that. Half-inch stones, they're okay, but like, it's gonna be a minute for me to do some sharpening. Like, I'll do it, but we have to play it by ear on what these shoulders feel like, and the nerve damage, because I woke up today and I can barely use my right hand. Like, if I was going to try to take a knife apart, it wouldn't happen today. So yeah, hit me up. Best bet, go to that Discord. I have a public Discord that's linked in most of my videos. It says join the community. Hit me up via DM there, because comment section is not going to work, and I very rarely check my DMs on Instagram. I really don't. Unless I'm specifically knowing that I'm interacting with somebody that is an Instagram DM only. Guys, I hate Instagram. Please don't make me, if you are a YouTuber that's watching this, please don't make me interact with you on fucking Instagram. It's fucking garbage. It is the worst platform for knife guys. I don't know why everyone still does it. You don't see much from me on there anymore. There is a link right there to the public Discord. It's not even Discord, it's Gilded. It's an app. It's just like DLC Evo 4. I didn't like the Evo. That was not, and I mean, it's starting to go find for the depth stem cell. I'm probably going to have another surgery. I am probably going to have another surgery. So, like I said, join that community. It's just like Gilded. Gilded is just like Discord. Unfortunately, Discord is a very woke platform, and I've tried to distance myself from that. I like to go with companies that are much more across the board neutral, which is why Coffee Brand Coffee is my primary channel sponsor. Apolitical. They don't take a side. They don't donate to political causes. They don't donate to anything. They take all the money and they put it back into businesses and support channels like me. I actually have a 10% discount built into my link. So check out the Coffee Brand Coffee. Jeremy from the Cording's the one that started it, and everybody gets tired of, like, you go to the store and you're like, I want to buy something, but well, they support something I don't agree with. This company supports something I don't agree with. It doesn't matter whether you're on the right or left side of politics. If you go to a store and you look at this, you're like, well, if I give money, you have to make that fucking walk that landmine, that minefield. Like, well, if I give money to this, I'm giving money to, when I buy this, I'm giving money to something I don't agree with. And I'm fed up with it. So I definitely try to I don't even want to support any causes. I definitely try to find companies that are absolutely politically neutral. And like, I don't want to give a company my money and then have them use it against me either way. So I try to find those companies that are just like, we're not getting involved at all. We don't make donations to anything. And I'm like, I'm good with that. That means you're taking that money and making a better product. So check them out. They're fucking great to deal with. They have got, oh, if you use my link right now, I forgot to mention it, 50% off joining their, and I'm a member. I got a membership. I got a free membership, which was one of the best things ever. Roaster's Choice. So they have a program called Roaster's Choice where the owner of the company picks a different kind of coffee every month, and it's done in small batch, and they roast it to the recommendation of the harvesters and, you know, all that stuff. And then they send it out. And so it's 50% off to join that membership for the first month. It's 50% off if you use my link or coupon code crazysharp at checkout over at Coffee Brand Coffee. Just know that if you buy coffee, if you're not going to get the Roaster's Choice, every purchase puts you on a subscription. You have to select if you just want that coffee that one time to try it out. Just a heads up. Just a heads up to let you guys know. At any rate, drop a like if you're on your way out. See, there you go. Thank you, Streamlabs. Actually, coffee and tea are healthier for you than either one of those. Coffee has a lot of health benefits. Tea has a lot of health benefits. Celsius, not so much. Like, it's got aspartame and all kinds of shit. Like if the chemical structure of it is ridiculous and it was made in a lab, I try not to put it in my body. I take enough stuff for pain and all my other medical issues that I don't need it. Guys, at any rate, I'm out. I love you. Drop a like. Seriously, drop a like on your way out. It's free. It helps the channel. I will see you guys. I will be in the premiere of the video. I'm probably going to lay down on the couch now. I've expended a lot of energy doing this with you guys, and I'm sick. So I will see you all in about 30 minutes at the premiere. Take it easy.